Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we've got news about very exciting products indeed. Excited? Good. You should be. Now, we do actually have some new EXs of Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise, which are apparently going to be coming, but let's leave that as a tease for the moment, because a set that we previously talked about seems to be legit. So I told you a little while ago about trademarks that were put for, well, initially Ancient Roar and Flash of the Future, but it seems like it is now Ancient Roar and Future Flash, which, to be fair, is a much snappier pair of names. They were trademarks that I showed you that I suggested were going to be, well, new sets, a new double set I should say, based around the Paradox Pokémon. Well, now we've got a listing for that set, which is going to be coming out on the 28th of October 2023. So that is absolutely legit. Like I say, when I'm showing you these trademarks, it's generally not coming from nowhere. Usually when I'm showing you these trademarks, it's because enough has come around that there is reason to believe that they are real. And if there isn't enough reason to believe they're real, I'm not making a video about them. So, just as a quick side note here, when I'm showing you this stuff, generally speaking, it's because I am extremely confident that this is actually legit, and it is happening, and we're ready to go, which is lovely. So, this seems to be a double set based around Paradox Pokémon. Now, what is interesting, of course, is that it is not the only double set that we've had revealed in the not too distant past, which seems to be dealing with Paradox Pokémon. We've also got a double set which was trademarked a little while ago, which is called Wild Force and Cyber Judge. I would imagine that these are going to be essentially the two Paradox Pokémon sets, and again, this is pure speculation on my part. I think Iron Valiant and Roaring Moon. That's what I'm going for here. My theory is really simple. Yes, I know we've got exciting DLC Pokemon and blah, blah, blah. The fact of the matter is, the first Paradox Pokemon set is, and again, this is just what makes sense, is probably going to be featured around the big Paradox Pokemon. And in Pokemon Scarlet, you had Roaring Moon. In Pokemon Violet, you had Iron Valiant. These were the Pokemon that came around kind of as almost like boss Pokemon. They were the hardest Pokemon to find when you actually went into Area Zero to try and find them. These were the big, impressive Pokemon, and it was really super clear that one was from one game, one was from the other, and these were the big ones. So I would very much expect that Future Flash is going to be the Iron Valiant set, and Ancient Roar is going to be the Roaring Moon set. Bearing in mind, Roaring Moon, I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen, it does seem to kind of work now, doesn't it? Just totally putting that out there. So that could just be a coincidence, let's be clear. But the point is, this seems pretty good. It's releasing on October the 27th, and we unfortunately don't have much more information about it. What I will say, however, is that looking at the release schedule, this is exactly what we would have expected. They seem to be doing kind of a 2 months on, 1 month off scenario. There's no set in August, but we do have Raging Surf coming around in September, which we know is going to be the set that features your water-type Terra Garchomp. So then we would have a set in October, which is going to be the double set, and then presumably no set in November, and then we'd have a set in November, and round we go. That is what is most likely at the moment. Again, cannot stress this enough, not confirmed, but this seems to be exactly the kind of thing we would be expecting, which is lovely. Obviously, when we have more news about this, when we have more information, I'll be bringing it to you. That's the kind of thing I do. But I did just think it was worth pointing out for the moment that actually, yeah, this set is coming out. The listings we had before were completely legit, and it's got to be Paradox Pokemon. And like I say, I feel really good about my prediction. It's going to be Iron Valiant and Roaring Moon, because it's the first of what looks to be 2 double sets based on Paradox Pokemon, and you would think they would go for the headline ones from each of the games. which is lovely. Confirmation is going to be 5,400 yen per box, 30 packs per box. This is everything we've been experiencing for a while now. This makes perfect sense. But that is not the only thing that's gone and been shown off. We've also got the Scarlet and Violet Special Deck Set, EX Venusaur and Charizard and Blastoise. Now this is scheduled for release on the 10th of November, so that's a couple of weeks after the release of Future Flash and Ancient Roar, and this is going to be, this could be big. Although I do need to point out, up till now, the Scarlet and Violet era starter decks over in Japan have not been particularly difficult to get hold of. They've not been put up as a lottery system over on the Pokemon Center Online. They have been put up as a go and put your order in and they'll kind of basically, well, essentially almost like made to order, which is brilliant. And then all of them so far have actually just kind of stayed in stock for a while. Like the Pikachu one, it's Pikachu. You'd imagine Pikachu to be pretty sought after, I think that's fair to say. But I went and casually ordered the Pikachu EX deck on the day it released, on the day it went up for pre-order, and it has been sitting out there at times over on the Pokemon Center Online in Japan, just ready to order. I do think this one could end up being more sought after than the Pikachu, and I don't think that's a hugely controversial comment. But yeah, worth pointing out that up to now, it's actually been pretty easy to pick up these starter decks, and I, for one, am absolutely delighted about this. This is wonderful. Now, I will say they are actually now showing as sold out over on the Pokemon Center Online, which is a little bit sad. But like I've said, you had plenty of time to actually go and pick them up. So they're going to be featuring, shockingly enough, your Charizard, your Venusaur, and your Blastoise, with the implication seeming to be that they are all EXs. Well, we're actually getting EXs of all of those. They're coming in Pokemon Card 151, and not every card in Pokemon 151 is actually coming along as an EX, but these three very much are. So you know what? Yeah. And this is kind of where the prediction almost ends, because I don't really know. Like, I can tell you anything you might like to know about these. They're awesome, quite frankly. By which I mean, you know, the ones which are actually coming as Pokemon Card 151. But I can't give you the extra information in terms of what these new ones are going to be, because I can't tell you. What I can tell you is that actually these are going to be able to be combined with them, because they're going to be coming off of the same evolution line. And that's kind of amazing. So, you know, if we take a look at Venusaur, for instance, Venusaur's got an ability that says once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your active, you can heal 60 from one of your Pokemon, and then free energy 150 plus poison and confusion. Well, maybe this new one is going to have some new type of attack or ability that's going to work beautifully with that, and that's going to be kind of wonderful. The Charizard EX for 1 energy does 60, but if this Pokemon has any damage counters on, you do 160 for a single energy. And then 4 energy is a lot, but it does 330, discarding free energy. I don't know what the new Charizard EX is going to do, but is it really that difficult to think that it might end up having some kind of energy acceleration or way to accelerate evolution or something? There's probably going to be pre-evolutions coming as well. And that's what I'm excited about. Blastoise EX has got an ability that says it takes 30 less from attacks, but bearing in mind it's a Stage 2 EX with 330 HP. That's a lot. You've then got 2 energy, and you discard up to 2 water energy from your hand, dealing 140 for each one discarded. And we could have we're going to have new EXs, but they could end up comboing beautifully here to make these better. Although I do feel the need to point out, they're still going to be Stage 2s. And you're still potentially going to have to get both of the Stage 2s out, as in the one from Pokemon Card 151 and the new one coming, to actually make the most of it. And maybe it's not going to work. And if that's the case, fine. But I do think it is really important to just kind of bear this in mind. This is coming. Up till now, it's been really easy to pick up these EX decks over in Japan. With this one having potentially EXs of all the first partner Pokemon. Oh, I'm not sure, ladies and gentlemen. This one could be very interesting indeed. I will say the listing literally says EX, Venusaur and Charizard and Blastoise. The implication is that they're all getting EXs. I suppose there's a way to read that only Venusaur is, but I don't think that's the case. And there we go. We got a new set coming. We got a new deck coming with all three of the first partner Pokemon as EXs. And now it's over to you guys. Are you excited for these? Are you looking forward to them? Is it the kind of thing you're going to be picking up? Or do you think some of the other first partner Pokemon need some love? Let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and all kinds of other fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, all kinds of fun things. And get shoutouts on the channel like the lovely Eric Ridgway, who's been a supporter of ours for a long time now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and for the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.